Do you ever catch balls away from the center of the zone? Well, it's just because that you're not getting around it. Welcome to day 8 of the 12 days of drills, miss, where I teach you a short catching drill that you can do at home in 10 minutes or less. Today is advanced receiving, and we're working on getting around the ball through working in and out and up and down. To start, we're gonna work on short hops, and we're gonna preset our glove over here. Presetting our glove is really effective for helping us get this angle. We'll do the same thing on this inside pitch and catch that angle back to the zone. The issue that we have a lot of times is when we start in the center and the ball's out, we go this way, when really what we need to do is get outside the ball and catch it back in. So do 3 in a row outside, 3 in a row inside, and then alternate back and forth. And once you get that down, let's work on low versus high. Let's go a low pitch in the air, and then a high pitch in the air. Work on those movements, and then your decision to make sure that we get around the ball and on top and underneath it. Practice those drills, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 9, where we work on sliding plays. Why do catchers put their glove on the grip? Well, it's because we're trying to catch the low pitch up. If your glove is up, you catch the ball down. But if your glove is down, you catch the ball up. On the high pitch, we want to get a little higher, but we don't want to catch too extended, because then when we pull with the straight arm. You might like a little bit better is if you catch it with a bent arm and dunk it as our glove moves forward. Why do catchers go like this with their glove? Well, it's because if we want to catch the low pitch up, we have to approach it from the bottom. If we approach it from the top, then we go down and bounce our mitt. One of the biggest mistakes I see catchers make is instead of pointing forward on this line, they go like this, facing this way. Or even worse, they're like this. We want this pocket to be able to see the ball so that the ball can go into the mitt. And sometimes if you have a floppy glove, it's really tough. So if your glove naturally closes, it could be helpful to get something like this to put it in your pocket. This is called the web gem, and it helps hold the shape of your glove. Infielders make great catchers
because a lot of times we do the same drills.
Here's one of my favorites for catchers. So we're gonna take our glove off and go with our bare hand and try to get your shoulders over your knees. Have your partner just in front of you, and we're gonna work on picking this ball back to the zone. Right. Nice, nice. Nice. One thing to think about is take your L, turn it upside down, and have these 2 fingers on the ground, but your pinky up. Nice. To keep your elbow locked, so rather than extended, feel.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was always, no? Yeah, catching needs it, right?
Once you go with the baseball, it's time for the medicine ball. Good. Don't let them bounce up.
Don't let bounce up.
Your fingers. Then ditch the medicine ball, put on the glove, and go back to a baseball. The medicine ball helps you prepare your hand for the weight of the gloves. Now we're gonna go back to the baseball. Yep, so stay down, right? So you feel the little hop right there. This is perfect. Then the next thing that we need to learn how to do is this windshield wiper movement to get back to a flat glove. A little more flat, good. Yeah, Merv, you dog. Good. Now, I'm gonna throw it to him. Oh. That's how we do it, baby. Which triple threat do I like the best? Well, I used to like saying to the thumb because it made us a little bit flatter with our glove rather than being totally vertical, because sometimes it can be tough to get all the way around if the pitch is over here. But I noticed that if people only got to the thumb, they would struggle getting vertical enough to actually catch up through the ball. So they would end up bouncing with the angle of their glove, because they would be kind of flat and then go vertical and then come back up. So I really like giving the cue of both of these points of the glove touching the ground, or if you just have your hand, it's your thumb and finger on the ground. This allows us to stay vertical immediately, so then we can just have one motion of the glove going up. Let me know what you like down below, and this is only if you want to catch the low pitch back to the zone. If you don't care about that, don't triple threat. I'm Coach Bougie, I'll catch you later. Your elbow needs to be up when we receive. Here's why. Put your hand out in front of you above your elbow, just like this. Go ahead. Now don't move your bicep and extend your hand. See which way your hand goes? Down. Now flip your elbow up as high as you can. Extend your hand, see which way your hand goes? Up. If we're in our catching stance and our elbow's down, guess which way our glove goes? Down. If we're in our catching stance, but if our elbow's up and we extend our glove, see how we catch it back to the zone? On a low pitch, go down to the ground and catch it up. And on a high pitch, get taller, stay high, and catch it down, finish at the shoulder. You're mixing up the 2 types, man. Pick one and don't get caught in between. There's 2 types of receiving. Flexion, which brings the glove back. Extension pushes the ball forward. Don't try to do both at the same time. be able to do both and work on both, but only do one at a time. Receiving, it's all about three things: approach, arrows, and angles. Let me explain. Approach, because if we approach from the center, we're gonna bounce. Approach the ball from the outside so we can go straight back to the center. Arrows, but not these kind of arrows, these kind of arrows. If you have a bigger arrow and a smaller arrow and they collide, the bigger arrow wins. So if we're catching and the bigger arrow comes against a smaller arrow, our glove's gonna bounce backwards. So we need to be the big arrow. And angles. If our glove is flat, then goes down to vertical and comes back up to flat, that's going to create a bounce motion. If you struggle dipping your elbow on the low pitch, here's an easy drill to fix it. So instead of dipping that elbow, drive that elbow up and finish it. I'll catch you later. If you dip your elbow when you receive, one, it makes it look weird, and two, this forearm gets super vertical. So instead of dipping the elbow, think about bringing the hand up and keeping the elbow stable, just like this. Now, one more thing, our glove only needs to turn vertical if it's below our shoulder. If it's at the shoulder, just catch it flat. No need to go vertical on that. Finish flat. I'm Coach Bougie. I'll catch you later. One of my favorite receiving drills is this short hop. The reason why is because it helps us catch this low pitch up to the zone. The problem with the low pitch is if we catch it down, it's gonna be a ball. So we have to catch it up. And the ball bouncing up makes it easier for our glove to come up. And I bet this is the biggest mistake you make. Ow. If the ball bounces here, it's gonna keep going up as it travels. So if our hand is here, that's why we always get handcuffed. So instead, shorten your short hop. Kill it right as it bounces, which means you may have to learn to scrape on the ground before you go up. And pro tip for tossers, give them a good toss back here. I'm Coach Bougie. I'll catch you later. On the low pitch, our elbow is above our glove and we go up, but on the high pitch, our elbow's below our glove and we go down. You're not bad at receiving the low pitch, you're just not staying underneath the ball. Here's how to fix it in 3 easy steps. First, flat target and corkscrew down. Second, scrape with the bent arm, don't straighten it. And third, bring everything up to shoulder height. So DM me free and I'll send you a bunch of resources. One of the biggest misconceptions is that we need to catch every pitch like this. Now, that's not necessarily true, but if we want to catch the low pitch, we do need to get into this position if we want to catch back to the zone. Now, if you just want to catch the low pitch, then yeah, just stab at it down like you see in this video right here. But if your elbow turns back on this low pitch, every time we extend, we're gonna go down at the ball, which is why this position, this angle, this forward elbow is so important. Because when we're here, one thing that we want to see is we want to see this elbow gain ground as it comes forward, as the elbow really leads the entire extension and ultimate rotation up until we get that flat glove and the chin square to the pitcher with no wing of the glove. Sometimes we'll get that when we do that. But the big thing here that we want to look at is this motion as we catch it up. Now, one thing to note is not every pitch do we have to catch like this. Sometimes I'll see catchers try to catch balls at their shoulder level like this. Don't do that. We want to catch the ball and get back to a flat glove. So if the ball is already right there, just catch it flat. That's why you see a lot of guys getting down into a single knee, because they're getting their shoulder lower so that they don't actually have to turn their glove over as much, because they're virtually catching this pitch at their shoulder now because their shoulder is so low. So the closer the ball is to your shoulder, the flatter your glove is, the further underneath the shoulder, the more your glove has to turn, which then we rotate back up to a flat glove that ends right at our chin. If you like these types of videos, let me know. I'll make some more, but I'm Coach Bougie. I'll catch you later. Stop getting thumbed. Here's the easiest adjustment to make to not get thumbed. You normally get thumbed on this pitch down and in. Now look at the angle of my glove. Notice how you can see the pocket. Look what happens when I turn it. Notice how you can't see the pocket. Well, where do you think I'm gonna catch this ball? Right on the thumb. So the easiest way to not get thumbed is to make sure that that pocket can see the ball. Same thing on this pitch. If my wrist isn't throttled, our glove is gonna be like this, which means we're catching this on the thumb. But if we throttle this thing, notice how big the pocket gets. So throttle that motorcycle and open up that pocket to the ball. Your target is way too far out front. Bring it back. If your arm is locked and straight, you're gonna be weaker. You wanna have a bent elbow in your target, and you want this target to be nice and athletic right here. Your arm bend should look somewhat like this, not like this when we're giving our target. So if your target's out here, bend this elbow and bring it closer back to your body, because anyways, we're gonna go right down here on our pre-pitch before we go up and get that thing. There we go.